To all, welcome to back. In previous lecture, we discussed about the sexual reproduction in the Selagenella, as well as we see the structure of the male gametophyte, structure of the female gametophyte, how their development take place inside the microspore as well as megaspores. Now, as you know that the how the development take place of the male female gametophyte inside the megaspore. Okay, now we know that the inside this female gametophyte there is a main particular structure, it is known as the archegonium. Okay, in Rixia we call it as the female gametophyte, it is known as the archegonia. Now in this pteridophyte, archegonia is also present in the female gametophyte. Okay, now we can see the structure of the archegonia. The archegonia, as you see the structure of the archegonia is a flask like structure, you know that. This consists of neck, okay, then inside that neck canal cells, okay, then here venter canal cells, then here is the presence of venter, and inside the venter egg is a present, okay, and these are covered by the cover cell, and when sperm, that is a spermatozoid antherozoids comes, these cover cell disintegrate, this neck canal and venter canal cell also disintegrate, then one of many sperms, only one sperm, one antherozoids comes and fuse with the egg. When their fusion will be take place, male gamete and female gamete, that is union, then zygote will be formed. This zygote is a 2Ns. When these 2N divided, redivided, differentiated, redifferentiated and form a particularly structure, this is known as the embryo. And then embryo get divided, epibasal cell, hypobasal cells, then they form the various part of the that is root, shoot, apex. Okay, likewise this development take place. We can see detail all these things in this particular topic, that is the structure of the archegonia. First is the archegonium is developed from the apical tissue. Archegonium is developed from the apical tissue. We can see that here the archegonia. Okay, here the archegonia. This is the megaspores inside this cushion like structure, and this archisporial initial cell. This cells is known as the archisporial initial cell. The archegonium developed from the apical tissue form an archegonial initials. Archegonial initials is a group of cells which from the archegonia, which having function the formation of the archegonial. This archegonial initial from this archegonia or mature archegonium. As you see now, we can see the detailed structure of this archegonium. A mature archegonium consists of two-celled long neck. This consists of two-celled long neck, okay, and neck canal cell. This consists of two-celled long neck and neck canal cell. Neck is outside and neck canal cell is present inside, and bulbous venter. This consists of bulbous venter. This also consists of the bulbous venter with egg cells, and this venter consists of the bulbous egg, and above the egg, this is the egg, and above it the venter canal cells are present. This above the venter canal cells. Okay, this point clear. First is the archegonium. This archegonium is developed from the apical tissue from the archegonial initial cells. Then mature archegonium consists of two neck canal cell, two egg neck cell and two neck canal cells, and bulbous venter, and this bulbous venter consists of the egg and venter canal cells. Then next part is the, we can see here in the figure, this is the neck cell, 1 2 3 4, this is having the 4 neck cells. Then this consists of the one neck canal cells, this is the neck canal, this is the neck canal cells. Then below the neck canal cells, venter canal cells are present. You can see here venter canal cells, and this venter consists, this bulbous venter consists of this egg cell. We can see that this is the large cell, it is known as the egg cell, and this is the dark color is the nothing but the nucleus, and this egg cell is a haploid in nature. This is the about the diagram of the Selagenella archegonium. The four terminal cell of the neck, this is the four terminal cell, 1 2 3 4. The four terminal cell of the neck project beyond the surface of the gametophyte as a asymmetric nipple. This terminal cell is present above the gametophytic surface. This is the gametophytic surface. Okay, this is the gametophytic surface, we can imagine that. And above these four cells, these four neck cells are present, 1 2 3 4, and these are asymmetrical in nature. Remaining part of the archegonium is embedded, and this remaining part is embedded in the gametophytic tissue. These are remaining inside the gametophytic tissue. Now that is another part is the fertilizations. At this time of fertilization, the ventral canal cells and the neck canal cell degenerate, leaving only egg. During the fertilization, what happen? At this time of fertilization, these ventral canal cells, we can see these these ventral canal cells and neck canal cells. Okay, and these neck canal cells also disintegrate, and those having only one egg, their only venter is present and having the egg. Fertilization may be take place when the megagametophyte are on the soils. This fertilization when take place when these megagametophyte are on the soils, or when they are still in the megasporangia. When they are inside the megasporangia, this fertilization take place, or when these megaspores are released from the megasporangia, and when fall on the soil, there will be the chances of the fertilizations. The anthrozoid swims in the current of moisture. With the help of the moisture current, this anthrozoid swimming and reaches to the this egg, and their fusion will be the take place, that is anthrozoids and egg, and they form the diploid zygotes. It form the diploid zygotes. We know that this is the formation of the diploid zygotes. Now next important point is the embryo development. Now how the embryo development take place? When male gamete is a haploids that having the half number of the chromosomes. Female gamete, this is a haploid that consists of the half number of the chromosomes. When this N get fused, they form the zygote. This zygote is the diploid. This is having the two N's. Two N's means that is a diploid in nature. Now then when zygote will be the form, resulting condition of that there is a again development take place inside this zygote. That is this development such as the that is the cell divisions. The cell divisions may be differentiation, redivision, divisions, and differentiation take place. That means initially we can see that there is a only cells, okay, only group of these cells, that is known as the zygote. But when differentiations and dividation take place, this group of these cells having their different functions. Okay, the zygote divide transversely. This is the zygote, and this divide transversely to from the upper epibasal cell. This from the upper epibasal cell, they from the upper epibasal cells, and the lower hypobasal cell, and they from the lower hypobasal cells. Zygote will divided into transversely divided into two group of the cells. Upper group of the cell is known as the epibasal cells, and lower group of the cell it is known as the hypobasal cells. The entire epibasal cell, this is the group of epibasal cell. The entire epibasal cell developed into suspensor. This upper epibasal cell divided differentiated or developed into suspensor, whereas the hypobasal cell, this is known as the hypobasal cells, contribute to all part of the embryo. They form the contribute to all part of the embryo, that is the cotyledon, they form the root, they form the stem apex. Okay, these hypobasal cell contribute to the all the part of the embryo. Thus embryo is the endosporic. Now we can see that the development takes place inside the megaspores. We can say that this is the endosporic development. These hypobasal cells, this hypobasal cells gives out. Now here is a different group of tissue or cell having the different function. They form the different organ of this plant body. Now hypobasal cells of this zygote or embryo give rise to the stem apex. This give hypobasal part give the stem apex, cotyledon, and root, and they from the root. Okay, hypobasal cells gives rise to the stem apex, cotyledon, and the root. In the axil of each cotyledon or ligule is developed. As you see the axil of each cotyledon, this is the cotyledon, they developed a ligule, and it ultimately developed into young sporophytic plant, and then they developed into young sporophytic plant. As you see, when you sowing the maize, bajra, jowar inside your farming, then when the sprouting take place, you can see that the black colored coating presents. This is nothing but the cotyledon. This is the nothing but the cotyledons, and at this cotyledon they develop from this cotyledon they develop the leaf. Okay, when the leaf develops start, then again leaves comes and whole plant will be formed. Likewise, this development take place inside this Scylla genera. Okay, I hope all point will be the clear for you. Now next two part are remaining, that is the life cycle of Scylla genera and economical importance of this pteridophyte from this chapter